Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, Golden Boy Promotions and Cancun Boxing de Pepe Gomez welcomes you to the Grand Oasis Cancun. Oasis loves you for the featured bout of the evening, presented by Tecate, the official beer of boxing, and brought to you by Hennessy. Never stop, never settle. Introducing our judges at ringside, presentando a los jueces, Alberto Diaz, Gamaliel Ascora, and Miguel Morin. Introducing our referee in charge, referee de esta pelea, Florentino Lopez. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 10 rounds of boxing in a welterweight special attraction. Bien, amigos, esta es la pelea estelar de la noche. 10 asaltos en pesos welter. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance, and boxing fans joining us around the world on ESPN, live from the Grand Oasis Cancun, en vivo desde Cancun, Quintana Roo, Mexico, it's showtime! Introducing you first on my right, fighting out of the blue corner, presentando en la esquina azul, wearing white trunks with gold trim, he weighed in at 147 pounds. His record, 25 wins, 3 losses, 2 draws, with 16 wins coming by way of knockout, 25 victorias, 3 derrotas y 2 empates, con 16 ganadas por la vía del knockout, de Curundú in Panama City, Panama. Introducing Alberto Metralleta Mosquera. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the red corner, y su rival en la esquina Tecate Roja. Wearing multicolored trunks, he weighed in at the same as his opponent, 147 pounds. He is undefeated in his campaign to the ring with a record of 19 wins, no losses, 13 wins coming by way of knockout. Su record 19 victorias sin derrota con 13 ganadas por la vía del knockout. From Lynn, Massachusetts, ladies and gentlemen, here is the IBF number 11 ranked welterweight contender, introducing Speedy Rashidi Ellis. Once again, a referee in charge, now we give instructions, Florentino Lopez.
Ya saben, hay que hacer una pelea limpia. Vamos a aplicar el reglamento. Obedezcan cuando yo intervenga. Choquen sus guantes y sus esquinas.
Now let's take a look at the Tecate tail of the tape. Mosquera is 6 years older. The height is identical, 2-inch reach advantage for Mosquera. But here's the big difference. Mosquera, the Panamanian fighter, has 125 more rounds under his belt. Will that be good, or will that be more wear and tear than what Rashidi has in his 19th professional fights? All right, this is our main event of the evening. I'm Bernardo Osuna, joined by Beto Duran and Rashidi Ellis. He's on a good streak, but it's Alberto Mosquera who stopped his 3 last opponents.
And Rashidi Ellis, undefeated, 19-0 out of Lynn, Massachusetts. He's rocking the green, white, and red. Last fight for him was in Puerto Rico. He wore the Puerto Rico colors. This time, he's wearing the Mexican colors. And respect to any fighter that comes into Los Tigres del Norte, jefe de jefes, the boss of boss. And that's what he wants to show tonight.
He goes like a boss to the body of Mosquera with a left hook. Mosquera able to take it well. The southpaw out of the ghetto of Curundú in Panama City. A huge fan of Roberto Manos de Piedra Duran. He said that was his inspiration to become a fighter. Ever since he was a little kid, he started boxing at age 16. So he got a late start. 132 amateur fights, according to him. Good work to the body from Rashidi Ellis. Teeing off, I think he's leaving himself open somewhat,
yeah,
though.
He's willing to take it. And Rashidi said, look, you're going to make me as a main event on ESPN. I'm going to come in and I'm going to put on a show.
You know, so did Mosquera. He said, I hope that all my fans in Panama are watching me. This has been my dream to be on ESPN. Well, tonight that dream comes true, and he wants to make a name for himself. And Metralleta, which means the machine gun, he wants to go out. Hasn't thrown many punches so far.
That's what it means?
That's what it means.
Oh, man, that makes a lot of sense with a lot of those songs I listen to. Now I get it.
Oh, man, I got to sit down and listen to those songs with you one day and explain, break it down.
Please don't. But, yeah, okay, so that's his nickname. Speedy Ellis, he's showing he's got the speed coming in. Where's this from Mosquera, though?
Yeah, well, just because you got the nickname doesn't mean that you throw a lot of punches.
Oh, man, how many zurdos do we know aren't even right-handed? I mean, lefties. They're really right-handed.
Mosquera has 11 knockouts in his first 15 pro fights and only 5 in his last 15. So maybe that powder isn't as powerful as it once was. The level of competition obviously improving as his career has progressed. Rashidi Ellis, though, not shy about letting his hands go. Triple right hand. Mosquera waves it off like nothing happened. I mean, Mosquera was a lot more intense at the weigh-in than he has been in this first round. Let's say it that way.
And it was a good weigh-in. Rashidi was barking at him. And Mosquera's like, I don't even know what you're saying, bro. I don't speak English. But whenever somebody puts a finger in your face, that's going to get you fired up.
Mosquera under a nice counter right, but then here comes Rashidi Ellis with that right hand, or series of right hands. Just starting to get warmed up here in our main event in Cancun, Mexico.
Búscalo cerca y cuando él tira, papá, anda, contragolpeado. ¿Ok? Tranquilo, te vi bien. ¿Ok? Pero lo veo. Claro, lo vas a coger. Sigue trabajando nada más. Sigue trabajando. ¿Ok? Vamos, arriba Panamá, arriba Panamá.
Bernardo Osuna and Beto Duran coming to you from the Grand Oasis in Cancun, Mexico. And Alberto Mosquera, the southpaw with the white trunks trimmed in gold, said that he sparred his last opponent, Aristides Fusil Quintero, who he stopped early in his fight because he was a southpaw. So why not?
Mosquera, I read one of the newspapers in Panama that was writing about him last night, and he sounded very confident. He said, look, he's 19-0, but he hasn't fought anybody. I've fought people that you know. I fought names that you know. He said, I'm going to show the Mexican crowd that I'm doing it for them.
Well, he stopped Fidel Monterrosa in the 5th round. The last opponent of Rashidi Ellis in Puerto Rico was Fidel Monterrosa. He stopped him in 4 rounds, but Mosquera had already beat him once. But that was a no contest because he tested positive for what is now a legal drug in California, but it wasn't at the time.
Yeah, so now, like both these guys are very confident in themselves. Mosquera feels like he's the more battle-tested fighter.
There goes the body work for Mosquera, and he lands an overhand left to punctuate that good combination. Really hasn't let his hands go as of yet. He said, look, I got to cut the ring off. I've got to be first, and that will negate the speed of Rashidi Ellis. So far, he hasn't been able to do much of it. A lot better second round, but that first round was 100% trying to get his timing right.
Rashidi Ellis is 25. He's been with his trainers most of his life. The Rivera brothers, they actually run a foundation in Massachusetts called the Fighter's Chance Foundation, where they help kids get off the streets, come in there, learn to box. But they're Puerto Rican. Rashidi before a fight, they're always bumping that reggaeton in there. They're the Daddy Yankee in there. And Rashidi, like, you okay with it? He's like, dude, I've known these guys my entire life. I've learned to pick up on Spanish. He goes, when you go to a gym, you're sparring these dudes, you learn some Spanish.
And you learn the bad words first.
Well, you got to defend yourself, right?
That's it.
Especially in the gym.
Well, you know, he had a 6-week training camp at home at the Somerville Boxing Club instead of Puerto Rico. And I was talking to Alex Rivera, and he said, hey, Hurricane Maria just completely destroyed our gym in Bayamon.
Wow.
That's why they train in Massachusetts for this fight.
They usually go to camp down there. Honestly, their gym is done. Because they also have that Fighters Chance Foundation go down in Puerto Rico. Rashidi is slick. He's getting in there, mixing it up with you. There you go, with the crowd, huh?
Ahí está. Acá te protector, papá. Lo encontraste ahí. Llévalo ahí. Llévalo ahí. Ahí te va con el ya. Tú búscalo en corto. Búscalo en corto. Coge aquí y sube. ¿Ok? Ese es tu estilo. Pon tu estilo. Y vamos por encima. Vamos a esta serie. Vamos a esta serie. Vamos, chucha. Vamos.
You see it every day in the gym, that pressure, and you turn and move. Touch him with the jab, it doesn't have to be hard. The minute you touch him with the jab, he stops. All right? Jab, up and down, and go to the punch.
Welcome back to the Oasis Arena at the Grand Oasis Pyramid in Cancun, Mexico. Here ready for round number 3 of a scheduled 10-rounder. Our main event this evening. I'm Bernardo Osuna, joined by Beto Duran. And that jab of Rashidi Ellis, which he follows up with a nice 1-2 combination. In Mosquera's corner, they were adamant. Hey, let's get to work. We gave him the first 2 rounds. Take a look at the total punches through the first 2 rounds. And in terms of landed, only 10 more landed by Ellis, but when you look at the amount thrown, it's a complete mismatch. There's an overhand right from Rashidi Ellis.
Yeah, the corner of Ellis, Alex Rivera and his brother Anibal are in there just yelling at the referee. I don't know what they're complaining about. But Mosquera is doing something that the Rivera brothers are really upset about.
Could be the way he uses his head, and there you go, the first warning from referee Florentino Perez. Or Lopez. Florentino Perez is the president of Real Madrid. Florentino Lopez is our referee tonight. And you see now how Mosquera is trying to back up Rashidi Ellis, and Ellis is just looking for those openings.
Yeah, this corner was talking between rounds. You see this every day in the gym, that pressure that they bring you, you're used to this.
Solid jab there from Rashidi Ellis, and so far the entirety of Mosquera's has been to the body.
Pushes Ellis. It's smart from these guys. Go to the body, attack it.
You see the amount of sweat from these 2 fighters.
Yeah, that just landed on us.
We're indoors. It's humid. It's not as hot as it was earlier in the night, but nonetheless, the lights inside the ring make it a lot warmer. Looked like a low blow there from Mosquera, but here comes Rashidi Ellis saying, I'm going to take things into my own hands, and Florentino Lopez very attentive to what's going on in the ring. The headbutts earlier, and now the low blows.
Yeah, and Rashidi also wearing those Cleto Reyes gloves. No more is the puncher's glove. See if that has the factor later on in the fight.
The horsehair Cleto Reyes as opposed to the foam, the high-density foam in the Venom gloves, which are a relatively new brand in boxing.
Yeah, it's starting to come up, huh?
Beautiful designs, actually.
Yeah, because they knock people out.
They say they protect the hands extremely well, and they do maintain that knockout power. So let's see if Mosquera can make that happen. He's trying to walk down Rashidi Ellis, and that's another low blow that referee Lopez is
That's again,
right
he's told
on
to
it.
keep it up in this round.
I'd like to take a look and see just how low they really are. They seem to be borderline.
Right on it.
Nice left hook from Rashidi Ellis as round 3 comes to an end.
but you jumping with everything. You jumping with everything. Your feet are all over the place. Sit down, and you're missing your shot. Let's concentrate on the body, please. This is 4th round. Okay? He's tired. He's tired. He's tired. Slow. Listen, give me this. Up, but sit down. Reach. Let's go.
Rashidi Ellis is all about speed, but if you look at the number, it's really about power as well, landing 32% of the power punches that he's thrown so far, 42 out of 130. Only 27 landed for his opponent, and over his last 3 fights, he's landed 37% of his power punches, while opponents have landed 34%. 38.2 is the average power punches thrown per round in boxing, so they're both below the averages, but that just lets you know you can hit them with power punches.
Yeah, you can hit them with those. And in the corner, Rashidi Ellis, Jessica Rosales reported from Deportes that they're telling him, jab and move to your left, jab, move to your left. They said that Mosquera, the Panamanian, can't see that if he's moving to the left.
And they want him to move away from that power left hand of Mosquera, who gets stopped with a nice right hand from Rashidi Ellis. Low blows there from Mosquera, and Rashidi Ellis says, hey, you gonna go low? I go low.
You see Mosquera right in front of us, mouth wide open. And that's something that Alex Rivera told Rashidi Ellis also. He's tired.
It was Rashidi Ellis that had to take off his underwear to make that point too, but nonetheless, he's got great conditioning. He usually comes on late in fights and increases his punch output. Mosquera, though, he's been training since the beginning of the year. He was supposed to fight in Spain in April. That fight fell through, and he had to wait another couple months to be here tonight. So, you know, sometimes too much gym is not good for a fighter.
You train, and you get tired of doing the same thing over. You want to get into that fight mode. Especially these guys are so regimented work. An 8-week camp. If you add an extra day or whatever.
Nice left hook from Rashidi Ellis, follows it with the right hand, and now Mosquera starting to drop his hands. Look at that arm punch that he threw, and Mosquera really not getting behind his shots.
Yeah, Rashidi comes on stronger on a few of his fights, and when he's had situations where a fighter isn't willing to engage with him, or a guy who's, you know, mixing it up, trying to make it ugly, he has no problem controlling that fight. This is a good test for him tonight against Alberto Mosquera, especially to see at the age of 25 how you move him up at 147 pounds.
Mentioned that he works for the mayor of the city of Panama, and he said, please mention that Jose Isabel Blandon gives me time every day to train from 10 to 1, head to the gym, and he gives me light work. So thank him and the entire Panamanian community for always supporting me during my fights. He said this is his dream come true, to someday fight on ESPN. Well, he's doing it, but he's not making the most of it through the first 4 rounds of this fight. Rashidi Ellis is
Tiene que tirar más golpes, ¿oíste? Apretamos aire, tira, vamos. Es con él, la pelea es con él, no le des espacio. Nuevo, ¿cómo te sientes?
You know what I mean? Come on, baby. He's done. He cannot keep up with your work rate. This is 5th round. Half of the fight. Okay? Come on. You gotta move to the left and he's touching him. Okay?
Back in Cancun, looking at the replay, it's been good rounds for Rashidi Ellis, as Alberto Mosquera, after the second, was yapping to the crowd, trying to grab him. Rashidi Ellis stayed within himself, and he's landed a couple good left hooks.
Boxing is a small world, and There's 6 degrees of separation in this sport. Earlier tonight, we had Eduardo Nunez out of Los Mochis, Sinaloa, lose for the first time as a pro. His trainer is Eduardo Montiel, the brother of Fernando Cochulito Montiel, who in 2002 fought Pedro Roquero Alcázar, who died from the injuries sustained in that fight. That is the gym where Alberto Mosquera trains in Panama City.
Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
Wow. That is, I mean, we do know everything's a small bit, whether it's broadcasting, whether it's photography, whether it's boxing, but that is super 6 degrees of separation.
Well, there's no separation between the punches that Ellis is throwing in the face of Alberto Mosquera so far in this fight. I don't know if it's the conditioning. There's just something that seems odd about the way that Mosquera's fighting tonight.
Like he's stuck in mud right now. Going and watching his past fights during research, he wasn't getting hit with the shots like that.
Look at the body work. I mean, some of it's right on the hip and whatnot, but
his trunks are a little bit high, but he's still, Rashidi and Ellis give him credit for sticking to the game plan of going after the body.
And here you see Mosquera using his head, both getting a warning from Florentino Lopez. Left here. And as we look at what happened in the first 4 rounds, we talked about Rashidi Ellis coming on. Well, progressively, he has been improving. 13, 17, 18, and 21 punches landed. I'm sure it's going to be a lot more here in this 5th round. And Mosquera consistent, but it's not a good consistency.
Yeah, he's actually declining a bit. He looks like he's getting a little sloppy in there. Keeping that high guard.
Nice shot to the body with the left from Mosquera. Probably the best shot of the night for him.
Yeah, that probably was the best shot, huh?
Yeah, but I mean, it's 5 rounds in.
Yeah, and it was only 1.
So the corner's telling him, hey, go to the body, and he said, he won't let me. I mean, he actually answered his corner to Mosquera. I mean, hey, you see something new every day in the ring.
Well, you've never heard a guy answer his corner in the middle of a round?
I have not. Not like that.
And you've been in the Rio Grande Valley where everybody's yelling at you.
At least not answer that.
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10. Final rounds, bro. You don't want to lose to these fucking guys, bro. All right? All you gotta do is turn it, stop grabbing them. No se caiga encima de eso. Don't fall in double. You tired? Come on, baby. Keep your hands out. Come on. We gotta fucking suck it up. We got 5 rounds. Boxing for 5 rounds, bro.
Respira, cuerpo, la nariz bota por la boca. Buen estilo. Eso, vamos. No es que él pegue primero que tú, ¿ok? Tú tienes que pegar primero, aunque él se frene para enredarlo, ¿ok? Ya. Vámonos.
Starting the second half of this 10-round fight, our main event of the evening, featuring undefeated Rashidi Ellis with 19 wins, 13 of those coming by way of knockouts, taking on Alberto Mosquera of Panama City. I'm Bernardo Osuna, joined by Beto Duran. Let's see if the second half changes for Alberto Mosquera, because so far it's been all Rashidi Ellis.
It better change if he wants to win this fight. And in the corner, they asked him, is he too fast? And they said, yeah, he's faster than we expected. Well, his nickname is Speedy. You see videos out there. What did you think you were getting yourself into? And that's part of the reason why early on in his career, Golden Boy was sending him to spar Canelo Alvarez before Cotto fight. They were using him, and in the past he's also sparred with Manny Pacquiao. This is much earlier in Rashidi's career, because you guys knew that he'll come in there and give you good work, especially when you're young and hungry.
Yeah, he actually sparred Manny Pacquiao for the Floyd Mayweather fight.
Is that the one?
Yeah, trying to give him speed, some angles. Nice right hand there from Rashidi Ellis. We see he's a completely different fighter, but Rashidi doing good work here against Mosquera as he gets brought down by the fighter from Panama. It's a slip, says the referee. No, it's not an official knockdown.
Yeah, it's a fighting family. His brother Ronald, and Ronald just had his first baby. The boxer, his sister Rashida also boxes.
Nice left hook there from Alberto Mosquera. Rashidi leaning in now a little bit too much, I think, compared to what he was doing earlier in the fight.
Well, Mosquera hasn't done anything to stop Rashidi from coming in also. I mean, you have to be worried about that clash of heads.
You see finally Mosquera working the body, but it leaves himself open to that overhand left of Rashidi Ellis.
Has Mosquera thrown jabs?
I don't think that's in his arsenal. It's all or nothing. Ooh, low blow there from Rashidi Ellis right in front of the ref. And what's going to happen, Beto?
There he is, referee. Give him the time.
Oh, it's not going to be a point deduction, huh?
Look, the way he put his hands together, I thought the referee going to give Mosquera time.
This will be the first fight that we don't get a point deduction in. I think he does the right thing, Florentino Lopez. Let's take a look at it, Beto. Ooh, no doubt.
Yeah. But it's because Mosquera had been hitting him low. The referee didn't catch it. But the referee tells Rashidi in Spanish right in front of us, sube las manos, which Rashidi's like, okay. Like, I don't know. I think good thing they put the motion up for him to understand that.
Yeah, he knows. I mean, he's fought most of his fights in Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. 6 times in Puerto Rico, 5 times in the Dominican Republic. So he knows, and he knows where he hit him. But nonetheless, you'll use any excuse you get, right?
The editor of Ring Magazine, Doug Fisher, would say, I speak boxeo.
Ah, that's right.
Speak Spanish? Nah, boxeo.
So that's all Rashidi needs to know. And that's what he gets from his corner in Alex Rivera, boxeo.
But now Rashidi's yelling at the referee.
In a high pitch, by the way. All right, round 6 is in the books of our main event tonight in Cancun. Seventh round of a scheduled 10-round main event here on Golden Boy Boxing on ESPN. And Rashidi Ellis, well, he's dominating this fight, no doubt, against a fighter in Alberto Mosquera who has not fought up to his potential.
Yeah, I expected more from Mosquera. You know, Rashidi should be controlling this fight. You expected him to win this fight, but you didn't think Mosquera would be this lackadaisical, I guess.
Yeah, he tried to shoe shine a little bit, did the Panamanian there. But here comes the left hooks from Rashidi Ellis, who it seems is now waiting on Mosquera to make a mistake and make him pay. Not any quicker here in the 7th round than he's been the entire fight. No. I think, you know, Mosquera, there's something off with the way he's fighting.
And especially, like, everybody's going to talk a big game until they get in there. And, you know, Mosquera, from the reports I read in the Panama newspaper, actually one right here in Cancun, he said, I'm going to come out, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But it's like, and I think a lot of it has to do with the Rashidi Ellis. Let's give Rashidi a lot of credit, too.
Yes. But
if you've seen Mosquera fight in the past, like I was looking at his YouTube fights just to get a feel for this guy, he's usually the one that's trying to be in control. He's not used to being the guy that's losing.
He's not used to being dictated to in the ring, and that's exactly what's happening. The pace of the fight, you know, in the fighter meetings, he told me, hey, I need to be first. I need to be on him to not allow him to get his speed and his timing going. Rashidi was on time from the first round of this fight, and he hasn't let up since.
Has Mosquera been first at all?
No. Only with the low blows.
Real slow hook. The conditioning factor, too. I mean, Mosquera just looks slow as he gets hit with the good right.
Yeah, he's in slow motion. And now, if you're Rashidi Ellis, if he's having a poor night, why aren't you capitalizing?
Yeah, why are you not looking sharper? Like, take advantage of that. That's what Rashidi needs to do, especially as he moves up in the rankings and takes on guys.
Oh, big right hand there from Rashidi. He set him up with a check left hook and then connected with the right. He's hearing us, and maybe he wants to put on a show finally here in the 7th round of a scheduled 10-rounder.
If you're going to be a Hef of the Hef as the song that you use, you better act like the boss.
Rashidi looking wide-eyed at Mosquera as the Panamanian comes in. Not a punch thrown from the Panamanian, just let me come at you.
Yeah, Mosquera putting his hands up like, all right, let's go bring it. He's doing it.
See a little bit of inflammation on the left cheekbone of Mosquera. That was pulled down.
A lot.
Aire, abre los brazos, muéstralo. No pasa nada, no pasa nada.
We need to fucking win around big.
You can add it up, push back. It looks like he wins. He's winning.
Back here in Cancun, Mexico. Tomorrow, I will be in Oklahoma City for the 4th title defense of Alberto Ramirez for the WBO super middleweight title against Romer Alexis Angulo in our top-ranked boxing main event in Oklahoma City. That'll be 12 rounds on ESPN, ESPN Deportes, and streaming live on the ESPN app, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific from Oklahoma City. Quick and early flights for both of us, Beto.
Yeah, Mikey Williams better take pictures of you looking sharp, you know, for Mikey. Excellent photographer. If you're going to be in Oklahoma City, I know you're going to be looking smooth burning.
I'm going to try.
And also, Cholo Salcedo's on that card, right?
That's it. Really good fight card. We have Robson Conceição, and now a cut on the right cheek of Mosquera. That was the left cheekbone that was inflamed earlier. Now it's the right one that's pouring blood. Let's take a look at the total punches through 7 rounds, and you're going to see a distinct advantage, not only in the number thrown, but also in the number landed in favor of Rashidi Ellis. Not as high as a percentage as I would have expected, based on how Mosquera is looking tonight.
But the more efficient punches are from Rashidi, and also that cut on the cheekbone. Earlier, Mosquera was bleeding from the mouth.
See the way that Mosquera's laboring through this 8th round. Rashidi needs to capitalize on that.
Yeah.
A lot of people on Twitter saying, hey, he should be handling this version of Mosquera.
As you step up in competition, it does get more difficult. But Rashidi Ellis not too far away from those regional belts. So getting into that makes it 147 pounds.
And in reality, you would think, you know, I want to be number 1, 2, or 3 in the rankings. No. Nowadays, with the way fighters manage their careers, you want to be between 10 and 15 if you really want a title opportunity. That's where Rashidi can get into after this fight. He's number 11 in the IBF. But in this era of cherry picking.
Look at Bernie. And you're calling people cherry pickers?
I'm just saying.
The nice Jesuit boy, Bernardo Osuna. You're going to be a priest. Now you come strong with the cherry picking call. I like that. I agree with you, though. Yeah, because, look, you should be fighting the guys that are your 1, 2, 3s if you're going to be defending your belt.
Exactly.
Not 12, 13, 14.
Nice right hand from Rashidi Ellis. He misses, and Mosquera touches him with the right. I'm not going to say he landed. He touched him with the right hand. But Rashidi really, if he wants to become a fighter that people want to see.
Yeah.
He's got to make a statement. Even Alex Rivera in his corner is frustrated because he sees what we see.
It's Friday night, man. People want to see some action. They want to see the guy who just invested 8 rounds with you do something. Finish it.
We're going to stay and listen to Rashidi Ellis' corner. This is the Hennessy corner cam. Never stop, never settle. This is Alex Rivera.
Straight your legs. Huh? Stretch your legs, please. Stretch your arms, deep breath. We need to relax. Andy, yo necesito acelerar esta en la noche. Bro, we got 2 rounds. But I need Susan, but not sloppy. You're all over the place. Listen, Susan, not sloppy. I need the hook and the uppercut. Yo tengo vaselina aquí. Hook and uppercut. Hook and uppercut. But stay low. Look at hook back. These guys don't cheat. And turn to your left. Come on, 2 rounds.
Take it, Sheedy.
2 rounds.
World champion tour, bro.
2 rounds.
Change to a different beast.
2 rounds.
All right, so Alex Rivera sees what we see. He says this guy is done. Move to your left, throw the left hook and the uppercut. Let's see if Rashidi Ellis follows up with that.
But you're a main event fighter. You're undefeated. Your nickname is Speedy, but in the last 3 rounds, we haven't seen that speed. A lot of people get exposed to you for the first time. I agree with Rivera. Close out the fight with some style. You're doing it in front of your promoter, Oscar De La Hoya. Matchmaker Roberto Diaz and Javier Rosero are watching you. They're the ones who are going to be figuring out who they're going to put you up for a potential title fight. Show them why you should be a guy in that mix.
Razo getting the shout out from Beto Duran.
That just works, man. But that's the thing, as you're developing fighters, you got to be really careful how you get them going in the first 15 fights. And after that, it's like, hey, man, we got you here. Now what are you going to do? What are you going to show us? Like, are you going to force our hand to call out a 147-pound champion? And if we do, like, are we going to have a fight or are we going to have a mismatch?
Well, what's happening here is a point deduction against Rashidi Ellis, and they can't believe it in his corner. All right, so now a point deduction in every fight.
Yeah. I mean, they had him out like...
That was very low.
Yeah, that was on purpose.
And so that one was handled well by Florentino Lopez. And now let's see if that gets in Rashidi Ellis's wheelhouse, and he says, all right, I got to get that point back. And it looks like he's going back to get it with his own fist. Working the body.
He was warned once, took the point away. But you got to know what you have in your stable at Golden Boy. What can you put up? Canelo has a pay-per-view coming up. What can you throw on there that people want to see? And who's earned those spots?
I mean, he trained with Canelo and sparred Canelo for the Cotto fight. Did Rashidi Ellis. Helped Canelo improve his defense. Working against that type of speed. You see Mosquera maybe coming on a little bit here, and I mean, coming on is relative based on what he did the entire fight.
We see those flashes from Rashidi, but you haven't seen many power shots. You haven't seen any shots that make Mosquera move back.
And we've got to agree on the fact that this is a diminished version of Mosquera. No matter, I mean, what you see from him, this is not the guy we expected when we learned that, hey, it's going to be Mosquera Ellis.
Yeah.
This is not what we expected. Listen to Alex Rivera and Rashidi Ellis' corner, courtesy of the Hennessy corner cam.
Deep breath. Susan this motherfucker and you can take him out. You gotta dig fucking deep. With your hands
Apologize
up.
for the language.
And stay there. Don't fucking turn with the punches. We gotta do it, bro. Or we're done. I told you, bro, that this is for him. I told you this is for him. You know what I mean? Right away, he took a point.
This is the corner of Alberto Mosquera.
Yeah, they're not talking much. They're not giving him a lot of instructions at all. It's just more keep him going. Jessica Rosales, the last couple rounds, have been going over there and trying to get information for the Deportes broadcast, and they keep telling her nothing, nothing, nothing. They don't want to talk to her.
Wow.
And she said as she stands there and observes, they're not even giving him much instruction between rounds. So there's something definitely off in the corner of Mosquera.
I think they're just as perplexed as to what happened to the Mosquera that they brought into Cancun.
Look, it sounds like we're jumping all over Rashidi, we're being harsh, but it's not, it's the reality of it. Yeah, it's a diminished version of Mosquera, but if you want to be that pay-per-view fighter, if you want to be the main event guy somewhere, you need to come out and show it.
Mosquera pulls down Rashidi Ellis as we're going to take a look at the total punches landed through the first 9 rounds of this fight. Well, 72 more punches landed by Rashidi Ellis, and we talked about the fact that his punch output increases as the fight progresses. Well, we've seen that he's got 22, 35, and 26. That 8th round, he really went to town, and here in the 10th round, he's trying to let his hands go even more.
And Jessica Rosales coming back, she said that Alex Rivera told her they're worried about this fight going to the cards because of the judges and the point deduction.
No, there was 1 point deduction in this fight. You see Rashidi Ellis trying to finish this fight. Mosquera holding on for dear life, and there goes the tackle because he was feeling the pressure from Rashidi Ellis.
You see frustration on the face of Rashidi, like, come on.
And that's just the experience of Alberto Mosquera. He was stopped by a first-round knockout against Sammy Vasquez, who was undefeated 16-0 in Pittsburgh in 2014. He was stopped by Brian Zarza after dropping him in the first round. He dislocated his arm in the 3rd round, and that's why that fight was stopped. And he stopped Ralphie May recently.
I think you see the wear on the career of Alberto Mosquera tonight.
His first pro loss was against Charlie Navarro in Panama City. So he's been stopped in his 3 losses. If this fight goes as we believe to the cards, he should suffer his first decision loss as a pro. Rashidi Ellis has been in control the entire evening, but we've already been surprised once.
Yeah. There was a card earlier tonight where we just looked at each other like, wow. I think the entire building said, wow.
Actually, you didn't say anything for a little while.
Yeah, yeah. I was thinking it. I had to translate it, you know, in Cancun. I had to say, como se dice, wow.
Rashidi Ellis should be on his way to a comfortable victory against Alberto Mosquera. But he's left it in the hands of the judges here in Cancun, and you see the face of his trainer, Alex Rivera, who steps up to the ring with the hat, the leather hat, but at the end of the day, you never know, and that's the big question here, is how impressed were the judges with his performance.
Rashidi got the job done. He should get the victory tonight. Should be unanimous. As he and Mosquera embrace. He didn't weigh in, but now as professionals, you embrace.
No doubt, this is a gentleman's sport, and Rashidi Ellis going over to say a little prayer in the corner after what turned out to be a more grueling match physically than boxing-wise than he expected, I think.
And then you see Mosquera, who's all excited now. Like where was that energy during the fight?
And he's endearing himself to the fans, yelling Viva Mexico, but he could have endeared himself to the fans by fighting a lot better tonight against Rashidi Ellis.
So all I gotta do is yell Viva Mexico and they're gonna love me here?
That's it.
I'll be right back.
Or you can yell Viva Korea after Korea beat Germany in the World Cup to get them into the 2nd round of the tournament.
Well, Mr. Kim, who's the undercard ring announcer, when he walked into the building, what did they say? En
Korean
coreano,
brothers.
hermano, ya eres mexicano.
All right, let's take a look at the highlights here. As Rashidi Ellis worked the body well early on. Just his quickness, his speed was on display all night. That low blow that ended up costing him a point in the 9th round. But overall, Beto, it was a solid performance for Rashidi Ellis,
Yeah.
but not an eye-opener.
No, it was, I'm pretty sure you asked Rashidi Ellis what he thought. He would be really hard grading himself. This wasn't an A performance from him tonight. A lot has to do with your dance partner and what kind of fight you're going to have. You know, they say styles make fights as you look at the total punch test for this night. But Rashidi Ellis and his crew, they're going to go back to the lab, figure things out, and you know that they're going to see some things they like. They're also going to see some things that they didn't like, some things you can work on. You move on and you progress, and every fight should be a learning experience. Especially a guy like Alberto Mosquera, who wasn't willing to engage with you, but you still had to go and do something. And the thing about Mosquera, he gives you professional resistance, as Steve Kimber said.
All right, and after we're done here, we'll send you to Bristol for Sports Center. They'll have the ladies from Woj on the trade talks involving Kawhi Leonard. Plus a closer look at the contenders for LeBron James. Come on, Lakers, let's get it together. And reactions from the Bronx as baseball's best team square off. Sports Center is next with John Bucci-Gross and Kenny Mayne right here on ESPN and the ESPN app. But first, we send it up to the ring with the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr. for the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of action, we have a unanimous decision. Tenemos una decisión unánime. Judge at ringside, Gamaliel Ascora, scores about 97-92, 97-92. Alberto Diaz and Miguel Morin, they both scored about 98-91, 98-91 dos veces in favor of the winner. And still undefeated, Speedy Rashidi Ellis.
Rashidi Ellis comes away with his 20th professional victory. That knockout number stays at 13 for the time being, but really missed an opportunity to go out there and make a big name for himself. For Beto Duran, the entire crew, I'm Bernardo Osuna. Until next time from Cancun, Mexico. Sports Center's up next.